Tuesday, and Stivers, Ford, Lincoln, downright proud to salute great organizations in town, Jackie.
That's right.
And we have a great organization here. A good friend of ours is back with us once again, Jonathan Taylor here from Bikers Against Child Abuse. And this is real important that we talk about this now because this is a special month.
This is Child Abuse Awareness Month. And so our focus this month is to get out and just get people talking about it. I mean, it's kind of taboo. Not a lot of people talk about it. It's something that happens in all communities, all demographics, you know, so it's not something that just happens in one certain specific culture in the world, but it's worldwide, and it's a plague that we need to stop.
But why bikers? Why Bikers Against Child Abuse?
Well, Bikers Against Child Abuse, well, first off, we're bikers, and bikers have that need to want to protect people. And so what we do is, you know, we have that love for bikes. Kids love bikes, and they kind of work together. You know, we lend them our strength, we lend them our unity, and help them get, you know, just not be afraid of the world in which they live. You know, our biggest focus, our mission is to empower kids to get back to being a kid again. And so, you know, with bikes, it just kind of just works.
It does. It does. It works well together, and you guys are so compassionate to reach out to a cause like this. How do you get a conversation started about this? Why is it so taboo? Why can't people make sure this doesn't happen?
The reason for that, I honestly don't know why it's taboo. It's probably because people don't want to admit that they know people that have gone through it, and people that have experienced it themselves don't. You know, it's kind of something they don't want to admit. It's hard to go to court as an adult. You know, where there's a traffic ticket or something like that, it's hard to go to court. But could you imagine being a kid, having to go to court, to stand up and look across the room and see the person that, whatever it was that they did to you, you know, and try to tell your story in front of that person. And so, you know, it's just what we do is we just try to empower them to be able to get that courage to do so if their case is in litigation. We work with child advocacy groups, you know, DHS, things of that nature. So it's not like we're going out soliciting people, asking people if they had cases. We get cases through the DHS system, through the court system. They give our pamphlets to their families, and then their families contact us. And so from there on, you know, we just try to just help them get comfortable being a kid. And if it so does mean that they have to go to court, we'll go to court with them. We'll sit across the courtroom from them, and we'll just be a kind of support system to them.
How big of an organization is this?
It's an international organization. We're in 45 states, and we're in 7 foreign countries. We were started in 1993 in Provo, Utah, and it's just grown rapidly from there. We were incorporated in 1995, came here in 2009. And just since the last time I was on the show, we've had 5 other chapters established here in the state.
Really?
So we're now in Marshalltown, Fairfield, Davenport, and Storm Lake.
Wow. And how many people are participating in the organizations now?
We have enough people in the organization to take care of all the kids that we have.
That is great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's wonderful to hear. Well, another way you're going to raise awareness is an event you guys have coming up.
May 16th, we have our 100-mile ride, which is actually an international event. Every chapter within the country.
So everybody's doing this all at the same time?
Well, I'm not sure at the same time.
The Earth's going to start rotating a little differently if you guys all do this.
But on May 16th, we have our 100-mile ride. It starts at the Old Dolls on North Ankeny Boulevard in Ankeny. And we'll get out and we'll ride 100 miles. Last year we had enough people to spread 2 miles.
Wow.
We were 2 miles down the highway. So,
what's the route? Do you have any idea what route you guys are taking?
We are going north, and we're ending in. It's the Whistling
Donkey.
Whistling Donkey.
Yeah.
There it is. I said Whistling Dixie last time, so I got a text saying, "Hey, you said it wrong." But hey, that's what it is.
Whistling Donkey.
So yeah, we're going to take a north route, come back in there, and then I guess there's a little bit of camping afterwards as well. And, you know, it's more so, you know, it's a good fellowship for us. You know, we have men and women that ride, so I can't say brotherhood, but it's a good fellowship for us. But at the same time, you know, it lets people see who we are, see us out and about, and we're not just riding to a kid's house. You know, when we're riding to a kid's house, kind of, you know, can be a bad situation or whatever. But for this one, it's actually fun. We actually invite the public to come out with us.
The kids going to ride with you?
No, we protect our kids, so we don't expose them to anybody outside of the organization. As a matter of fact, you know, even to be in an organization, you have to go through a local, state, and federal background check.
Really?
So it's not. I mean, it was harder for me to become a member of BACA than it was to become a firefighter.
Really?
So
wow.
It is what, you know. But at the same time, you know, working with a very needy group, you know, very needy population. And the last thing we want to do is we don't want to bring anybody into an organization that's going to use us as a means to harm kids.
Right.
That makes perfect sense.
Are there any situations where you get called outside of your normal scheduled appearances?
Yeah, we work with them in different ways. What we would call that would be a level 2. And what a level 2 is, you know, if a lot of times kids, you know, wake up, they might have night terrors, things of that nature. And sometimes they can call and talk to their primary, who is a back patch member who's been through training to be able to not necessarily counsel the child, but just to show support and just to be kind of like somebody they can vent to. Not necessarily about what happened, because we don't ever ask what happened to them, but just somebody they can kind of confide in. And if they feel like they're in fear, if they can't sleep, if they feel like the perpetrator might be stalking them, so to speak, you know, we'll make a phone call. We have an email log or a phone log. You're supposed to call this person, and this person's supposed to call that person, and we'll set up tent. We'll set up camp out in front of their house, and whether that's overnight or if it takes a couple weeks, we have enough people to be able to do it. And if we don't have enough people within the chapter, we got chapters in Nebraska, we have chapters in Illinois, South Dakota, so we can get people here to help that kid feel comfortable and feel safe in his own environment.
Now, you said it was harder for you to become a member of BACA than it was to become a member of the fire department. How did you find out about BACA and get involved with it?
Well, actually, a friend of mine that I was going through a different process for another organization. He was my leader, or so-called my contact for that, and he gave me a pamphlet. You know, and one thing we always say in BACA is we show up. And so he said, just show up, just see what it's like. So I showed up and watched the video, and you know, talked with a couple of the guys and some of the women, and I've been there ever since. You know, that was back in November of 2009, and so it's just been it's something that just drew me in. Exactly why I'm there, I mean, everybody has a story, but that story is irrelevant because it's not about me. It's not about what the guys and women within organizations, about the kids, and that's what's important to me.
And you were saying for this event that's coming up May 16th that the public can ride along with you as well.
Yes, ma'am. The
And be a
public
part
is
of it.
The public is welcome. We actually encourage them to come out because it's a good time. It's a very secured ride. You know, we don't go out, we don't showboat, nothing like that. You know, and we just enjoy, you know, putting the rubber to the pavement, getting out, and just getting the wind, knees in the breeze. And
now, if people are interested in joining your organization, would they be able to talk to you about that as well? Or
yes, sir. Yeah, they can come out and they can talk to us there, or if they want to come to a meeting, we meet every second Sunday at United Emmanuel Methodist Church on 2900 49th Street in Des Moines. It's right between Urbandale Avenue and Hickman on 49th Street.
Got it.
Every second Sunday at 3 o'clock, we meet there, whether it's a holiday or not, Easter, Mother's Day, whatever.
Well,
we're
that is
there.
great. Great stuff. Well, thank you, man, for coming over. Good seeing you again,
good
man.
to see you.
Be good. Have fun.
Thank you.
Always. Thank you.
Great. We'll be right back. It's 9:40. You're watching Great Day.